Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing today? Just keeping well. Just so great. So, kindly tell us your name and the country you're joining us from. Kindly tell us your name and the country you're joining us from. And kindly share this video, share this video, share this video, share this video to as much people as you can. Today we are discussing on a very important topic, which is positioning for the future. Positioning yourself for the future. My name is Pelumi Audi. I'm a real estate professional. I help investors to maximize profits through leveraging on real estate investment. And I've done this for over 50 investors across 3 continents. And I can tell you do the same thing. All you just need to do is to reach out to us and then we discuss about your goals. Then we align your goals to the properties that will help you to achieve your financial goal. Let's dive straight into the topic for today, which is positioning for the future. Positioning for the future. How do you position for the future as a young person? Let me tell you this. The future is 30. The future is 30. The future is 30. And why am I saying the future is 30? Wherever you are today, picture yourself in the next 30 years. If you are 20 right now, in the next 30 years, you'll be 50. If you are 30, in the next 30 years, you'll be 60. And if you are 40, in the next 30 years, you'll be 70. So now, what do you now need to start doing right now in order for you to position yourself for the next 30 years? In order to position yourself for the next 20 years? In order to position yourself for the next 15 years? What do you need to do in order to position yourself for the next 30 years, 15 years, 20 years? Competing for the future simply means to bear your yoke in the days of your youth. You need to learn to bear your yoke in the days of your youth. The scripture says that I will do the work of he that sent me while it is day. That daytime is none other time than the days of your youth. When you are still strong, when you can still run around, when you can still take crazy risk. For you to position yourself for the future, you need to be brutal. And when you are brutal simply mean, it does not really mean that you are desperate, but you are very careful in doing things that will position you for that next 30 years, doing things that will position you for the next 20 years, doing things that will position you for the next 15 years. Do you know that in the next 15 years, there are some 85% of jobs will be kicked out of the job market? 85% of jobs will no longer be relevant. How? This is due to the technology. I will always tell you, whatever skill you want to learn, whatever course you want to go and study in the university, ensure that you do your research. What is the future of this course in the next 15 years? What is the future of this course in the next 30 years? We live in a world where technology is growing very fast. The technology we have today isn't the same we have 10 years ago. 10 years ago, there was nothing like AI. Now, we have AI. What should this tell you? It should tell you that content creators, content writers, very soon AI will take over their jobs. Do you get it? You need to start positioning yourself for the future. Whatever you are doing now must be relevant in the next 30 years. If it won't be relevant in the next 30 years, next 15 years, next 20 years, then you are wasting your time and resources. You are wasting your time and resources. Most times, a lot of us go to school just to study irrelevant courses. And these irrelevant courses, it won't do anything for you. It will only make your problem worse. It will only make your problem worse. You need to position yourself for the future. The future will only be bright for those that position themselves now. If you don't position yourself now, the future will be terrible for you.
in the book of Lamentation, Prophet Jeremiah, he encouraged the people of Judah to embrace suffering and difficulty and discipline, especially when they are young. Now, when you are young, the best way that you can position yourself for the future is by embracing difficulties, is by taking up some challenges, is by learning how to take some risk. Now that you are young, you can still run around, you can still take risk. You can still learn those skills that will position you for the next 30 years. Position yourself for the future. Whatever you are doing now, it must still be relevant in the next 20 years. Now, go and do a research. Go and do a quick research. Whatever you are doing now, will it still be relevant in the next 30 years? Will it still be relevant in the next 40, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years? Go and do your research. Many people are learning skill, but not everyone are learning the skill that will make them relevant in the next 30 years. The future is filled with surprises. If you don't position yourself for the future now, then the surprises of the future, a lot of people will cry. A lot of people will suffer in the next 30 years. And what will make you to be prosperous in the next 30 years is based on what you do now. So now, what are those things that you can do to position yourself for the future? Number one, you need to find a goal that is worth dying for. Welcome, Onu video. Onu, kindly share this video. Share this video. How can you position yourself for the future? Number one is to find a goal that is worth dying for. Find a purpose that is worth dying for. A purpose is that skill, is that career that you know that, yes, this career that I'm doing, in the next 30 years, it will still be relevant. Technology will not kick me out of this career. So that's what you should start looking for. Go and master technology skills. Go and learn tech skills. Learn those skills of the future. Learn sales. Learn communication. Learn negotiation. Learn how to invest profitably in real estate. Real estate is what technology can never, everybody will always need a shelter. Do you get it? So now, for you to position yourself for the future, you need to master a skill that will be relevant in the next 30 years. That aim that is worth dying for, you need to find it. Because when you find that aim that is worth dying for, that is what will keep you going on the journey. In the next 30 years, you will still be relevant when many people are kicked out from the job market. Let me now tell you something. Going to school to study medicine and becoming a doctor, the truth is that in the next 30 years, robots will take place. Robots will take the position of a doctor. Robots, in fact, it is presently happening, not in Nigeria. Robots is taking charge of delivery of a pregnant woman. What should this tell you? If this is already happening, this should tell you that in the next 30 years, in fact, lawyer, that one too, I don't think it will be that very, very relevant in the next 30 years. Profession of lawyer, profession of doctor, because technologies will come out. A lot of technologies will come out that will make all these jobs easier. And we have millions of people that graduate as a doctor every single year. Millions every single year as a lawyer. Every single year. Same thing goes to accountants. What you need to start doing, I'm not saying this to scare you, even if you have studied those courses. I'm saying this so that you can go back to your goal. You can go back to go and think, what are the skills of the future? What are the businesses that will be relevant in the future? Of course, the future is filled with surprises. And for you to position yourself for the future, you must start doing those things that will make you prepare for the future. You start doing those things that will make you prepare for the future. The future will only be beautiful to those that have prepared for it. Those that have put in their work, their energy, their resources to find an aim that is worth dying for. You have to sacrifice today's pay for tomorrow's gain. If you can't sacrifice today's gain for tomorrow's pain, then the future is not for you. You must master the act of sacrificing today's gain for tomorrow's pay. Forget about pleasure. You've got to be brutal. You've got to be brutal. You've got to be brutal about mastering the skills of the future. The skills of the future is the only skill that will help you position well for the future. You must make quality decisions every single day. You must make quality decisions every single day, because it is your decisions that will determine your destiny. It is your decisions that will determine the quality of your life. It is your decision that will determine your future in the next 30 years. So, as an individual, ensure that you are making quality decisions every single day, because the truth is that if you don't position yourself for that next 30 years, next 20 years, next 15 years, if you don't position yourself right now, a lot of people will suffer in the future. A lot of people, they will suffer in the future. I'm not saying this to scare you. You've got to build the lifestyle that you desire. You've got to build it. The dreams that you desire, you've got to build it. Let me tell you this again. Go back to your goals. Ask yourself, this thing I'm presently doing right now, what is the future? Go to Google. Ask Google, what is the future of this career in the next 30 years? The career you are presently doing, next 30 years, what is the future? Next 15 years, ask yourself, what is the future of this career in the next 15 years? The moment you discover the future, then you are going to start taking smart actions that will make you relevant. 85% of jobs will expire in the next 15 years. Now, take a look at the job you are currently doing right now. Is it part of those jobs that will expire in the next 15 years? Go and do your research. I will not tell you anything, but I want you to go back, go and do your assignment. The major purpose of this live session is to ensure that you position yourself for the next 30 years. The next 30 years will be filled with surprises, but only those that have positioned themselves enough, those are the people that will benefit from the next 30 years. Don't forget that you are the captain of your ship. You are the driver of your life. Wherever you drive yourself to is where you meet yourself. Do you get it? You can only drive yourself to your promised land through learning those things that will help you to position yourself for the next 30 years. Because the future is 30. The future is 30. The future is 30. The more you see, the more you wake up, the more you keep thinking about, okay, now that I've given, see, the more you wake up each single day, the more you are given the opportunity to change the trajectory of your life. It is your job to make those sacrifices now. It is your job to make those sacrifices now for the future that you want to be. Master financial literacy. Master how to invest. Master how to know the right opportunities for you. You've got to master all those things. The law that governs asset acquisition. How to acquire assets that will make you relevant. How to acquire assets that will give you cash flow. You need to master these things. This thing will help you to prepare for the future. Start positioning yourself. Nobody is going to save you, not even the government. The government, the system of the government is not designed to make you wealthy. Let me tell you this for free. The system of the government is not designed to make you wealthy. It is what you do today that will make you wealthy. The system of the government is never designed to make anybody wealthy. Not in fact, Nigeria and other countries. Their system is not to make you wealthy. Because if they make you wealthy, you might overtake them. You might overtake their power. Do you get it? Start positioning yourself for the future. The future is 30. Start positioning yourself. Do those things that others won't do so that you can have what others won't have. Make those sacrifices that your colleagues will never make so that you can have what they will never have in their lifetime. Forget pleasure right now. Kill those players. Kill them. Players won't help you right now. Leave those things alone. Anything that will not add any economic value to you, quit doing them. Sacrifice your time for what is highly beneficial. You've got to sacrifice your time. You've got to sacrifice your time. The people that make it to the top are only the people that have mastered the principle of wealth creation. It is one thing to pray, it's the other thing to apply principle. The principle of Jesus. The principle of Jesus. Not just prayer. Yes, as you are praying, you need to add principles of wealth creation to whatever you're doing. The future is in 30 years. Whatever you do today will determine where you'll be in the next 30 years. If you will be a key decision maker in your country in the next 30 years, it's all based on what you are doing today. What you are doing today. I repeat this. Whatever course you are presently studying, go to Google, ask Google, what is the next 15 years of this course that I'm studying? Whatever skill you are learning now, what is the future of this skill in the next 15 years? By asking, see, many people don't receive because they don't ask. You've got to master the act of asking the right questions. It's when you ask the right questions. You can ask AI, you can ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is there for, is your friend. So ask so that you can position yourself for the next 30 years. Because your future depends on what you do today. And if you are doing irrelevant things, well, what you are doing right now might be relevant to you, but next 10 years, next 15 years, you'll be knocked out of the market. You'll be kicked out of your career simply because in the next 15 years, technology would have grown, and then whatever you are doing will no longer be needed, and you join the percentage of 85% that will be kicked out of their job in the next 15 years. So it is left to you to take action. It is left to you to start doing those things that will help you. Don't forget that you need to have the knowledge of God, because the knowledge of God will give you revelation on what you need to do. So now, the first thing is to seek first the kingdom of God, which is the knowledge of God. After you have seek that kingdom of God, then now add principles that governs wealth creation. Don't forget, the knowledge of God will give you revelation of your decisions. Then principles will help you to apply those things. Principles like going to research for the skills of the future. Principles like asking ChatGPT that what skill will be relevant in the next 15 years? How do I prepare myself for the next 30 years? You need to start asking those questions. Many people are taught skill, but not everyone that are taught the skill that will make them wealthy. You've got to start asking questions. Will this skill be relevant in the next 30 years? Will it be relevant in the next 15 years? It is the answer that you get that will get you prepared for the next 15 years, next 20 years, next 30 years. It is left to you to take action on what I've said so far. Thank you very much for watching this time. My name is Pelumi Audi. I'm a real estate professional. I help investors to maximize profits leveraging on the real estate investment market. My joy is to ensure that I work with you in helping you achieve your financial goal through real estate. Either you are looking for cash flow or you are looking for appreciation in assets. We got you covered in Property Evangelists Limited. Thank you for watching to this time. Please and please, the future is 30. Whatever you are doing today will determine where you'll be tomorrow. Ensure that you are doing relevant activities that will make you relevant in the next 30 years. Ensure that you are in a perfect career that would be relevant in the next 30 years. Thank you for watching this time. Bye for now. Love you. See you tomorrow.